What's going on, fellas, and welcome back to part 3 of our East Carolina Ultra rebuild here on the channel. This is the last season we really have to buckle down on recruiting, try and pick up some big name talent. The next season we're going to simulate, fingers crossed, hope for the best, we make a national championship. We have a couple people to insta-commit, so let's see how we go. Oh, we got one. David Phillips, a 71 overall cornerback. That's probably the best that was first on our list. That's a really solid pickup, actually. This guy right here, Nick Adams, he's a 5-star wide receiver. Now, I get it. We're not really interested in that many wide receivers. But as you can see, Nick Adams is second on the list. I couldn't resist. When somebody gives you interest in a 5-star prospect, you got to go after him. Now that recruiting's out of the way, we're about to jump into the season. I'm going to turn the face cam off at this point and save it for the end of the episode. And without further ado, fellas, let's jump into it. Of course, our first game of the season would be against FSU, right? This will really show if this team's ready to go to the natty or we're just still trash. Oh my goodness, that's a blowout. Clearly, we're not ready for the big time, mate. How do you feel, Greg? Oh, mate, that sucks. All right, this would turn our season around. Can we insta-commit Nick Adams? Yes, we can. 89 speed, 83 excel. Okay, doesn't look too bad, I guess. I don't even know if he's starting material, but that's still a good pickup. This is somebody I'm really keen to get, Justin Williams. Now, he's a 4-star athlete, but he's 78 overall, mate. Come on, insta-commit. No! I guess we used up all our luck. These should be some easy dubs, though. Try and get that record back up, and we just lose to Eastern Michigan. Is this the worst our team has actually been? Throw me a bone. Throw a dog a bone. Throw Greg a bone. 45-21, let's get it. Just recapping the current situation. 1-2 taking on 3-0 UNC. Yeah, this season's over. We're not used to losing like this. We can take some of these points off these guys since they're pretty much in the bag. Go see if we can find some other talent in the prospect pool. We keep dropping down for Jakari Butler. I don't know how. 200 bonus plus 700 points. Auburn and Bama must be pulling in mad bonus. And we're still fighting to stay on Danny Dawson's list. I don't even know if he's worth pursuing, but we'll stick at it. All right, on the low lock percentages, we have a bunch of 4-star wide receivers. I won't take the wide receivers, but I will definitely take these athletes. Hopefully the athletes just don't turn out to be wide receivers. Ooh, Scott Henderson. I don't think he's a receiver. He's definitely not a cornerback. I think he might be a running back, which is actually pretty clutch. We have another gem, James Butler. This guy's definitely a DB. You know, I think I'm going to give this guy the 700 actually. And there goes another big loss. Hopefully next year when we make the natty push, our schedule won't be this hard. It's randomized, so you can only hope. We're doing so bad because we don't have another Fogel to recruit. If we had another Fogel, like Vogel or Bogle, then we would definitely be undefeated this far. There we go, fellas. Justin Williams joined the squad. He's actually gone up 2 overall as well. But he's a wide receiver. Hey, looks like Mid-Tennessee's not doing any better. All right, we finally have the lead on James Butler. That would be another fantastic insta-commit. There we go. That's 2 really high-profile people. 2 4-star prospects via insta-commit. Couple people to scout here. He goes up to 76. That's going to be a nice defensive end. Wait a minute. Jakari Butler's coming in to visit us this week. How could he have locked us out? I'll show you what happens to people who lock us out. Slap 700 back on him. Just like that, fellas. We're back in the race. He doesn't really look like a Jakari. Looks more like a Greg. A Greg Vogel. All right, we have 1-3 Mid-Tennessee. If we lose this, ooh, close dub. It's definitely not too late to be ranked. How far we get on the rankings is questionable. And we lost to UAB. What is going on with this team, mate? Well, I don't know what to say. Next episode is going to be very interesting. It's because of this guy, isn't it? Paul Garrett, level 6. No wonder we're getting dominated. Stop giving me trash coordinators. We picked up Robert Anderson, 77 right end. The only place I could possibly think we'd need to improve with some kind of freshman or JUCO would be defensive tackle. Everywhere else, we're pretty sweet. Oh, we've been given the opportunity of a lifetime. So as you remember, last week we were down by 2,500. We unlocked, slapped the 700 on, and on the same week Jakari came and visited the school. For this 1 week, we have the lead. If we can't insta-commit him right now, then that might just be it for Jakari. Please, Greg, smile down on us. Oh, we already offered him a scholarship, Rip. That was embarrassing. We need some kind of theme song. Oh, dude, come on. East Carolina University team song. Come on, Greg. This is for you, mate. Holy cringe. Holy cringe. What? That's for you, Greg. Get the dub, mate. We are damn near 2-6, fellas. We're about to get fired. All right, Chase McLaurin, that's what's up. Hopefully he can make the switch to DT. This has gone from being a preparation season to a search and rescue season. If we don't pick it up, we're going to get fired. Makes total sense. We come out the next week and beat the crap out of FIU, the team that's most notable for being the best in our conference. That makes a lot of sense. This game's a lot of RNG, man. End of the day. Dun, 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 dun. F you, Greg. This is your fault, mate. Trying to work against us. I'm going into the depth chart and finding out what is wrong immediately. We have the best possible team we can put out there. It's better than last year's team. We just suck. Damn it, Jakari. Just sign with the damn team, mate. Oh, we can't lose to these guys. UTSA is 1-9. We have a freshman Steve Scott in there. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Stanley Rogers. So this is pretty much like the junior, sophomore, freshman team. Nobody here is really a senior. Now I remember we did lose some notable pieces last season. We win that game, that's nice. We just have to hope we don't get fired, because next year, since everybody isn't a senior, everyone's gonna go up drastically. We just have to hope next season we verse 15 Roadrunners. Oh my goodness. It wasn't even close. That's the thing that's scaring me, is these games aren't even, 3-point losses like we've experienced in previous seasons. This is murder. This is big boy losses. Hey, Major Applewhite just leveled up to 46. That's going to look excellent on his resume. Looks like we'll be looking for a new team. Scott Henderson commits. Troy Manning commits. See, these guys are great, but they're kind of pointless. We have a sophomore running back who's 85. We're pretty much setting this team up for the long term when we're already gone. No game in week 15. Definitely not going to be in the conference championship. We can just simulate all of this. Fingers crossed, boys. This is it. Will a 4-8 record get you fired? I don't think it will. I have a funny feeling though, because we've had so many successful seasons, like the 11-2, 12-2, I think they'll keep us around for one more season, You can't just be on a high prestige as a coach and then instantly be fired. It doesn't work like that. If you're mediocre and then have a really bad season, sure, get fired, mate. I think after this season, the security for Major Applewhite will be on low, but I think we should be fine. And we pick up another end. We don't need ends, we need defensive tackles. There was no good DTs on there though. Hopefully they can transition well. This is the first time we've had to simulate the entire bowl season. There's no point. It's gonna be such an awkward conversation between Applewhite and the director. How did you go from being 23-2 over 2 seasons to 4-8? Like, what happened down on the field? I would look at the bowl games. It's one of my favorite things to do. But on a season where we're not even involved in it, it's pretty disheartening. Like, what is going on? Army, Central Michigan, Texas, UCLA, Miami. I understand the bottom 3, but the top 2 for Heisman? I think this guy won it last year as well. Here we go, fellas. I think this is it. See, we're safe. We did drop down to a B- from an A+, and our record just went from being 23-2 to 27-12. Which is really, really bad. We're not even on the hot seat or low. We're legitimately just safe. Career record of 168.77. Considering the schools we've been at, that's not bad. And would you look at that? Derek Walton wants to come over here from mid-Tennessee. Yikes. Just on the offside, look how far Major Applewhite has come. We are 9 levels away from being the perfect coach. I think once Major Applewhite becomes the perfect coach, then that's when we might start a brand new Ultra rebuild. We'll see how we go. See how much you guys like this series. That Coach Radamas stuff is way too OP. I'm gonna get this one. I didn't even know what it does. Alright, we have a couple people I'm interested in picking up here. Mainly Jakari Butler. We're 1,200 behind Bama. I'm gonna give this guy maybe like 10k and then give Danny Dawson the other 5. Jakari Butler would be a welcome addition to the squad. Just to be safe, we'll give him 10,005. And would you look at that? Jakari Butler's bitch ass signs with us. Danny Dawson signs with us. We also picked up Lamar Givens. He'll be a 7th string probably his whole career. The funny thing is though, we did sign a top 5 class. Isn't that just insane? Year after year we signed top 5 class. Somehow we managed to pick up this crappy record. This is pretty much our job right here. Training results. Everybody's favorite part of the season. Alright, on first glance, we look pretty solid. The problem is, we don't have a 90. Teams who typically go through to the natty have at least like maybe 2-3 90s. We have a quarterback who's a sophomore. We have a running back who's a junior. For the first time ever in this series, I'm going to propose something to you guys that I think is game changing. We have so many young players on this team, right? I think next episode of the Ultra Rebuild, in that episode, how about we do 2 seasons? The first first season, I'll chuck Auto Scout on, let the computer do everything. We'll let these guys get up to juniors and seniors. So that way we're going to have a lot of 90 overalls, if we don't get fired, of course. And then we'll make that season the season we go for the natty. So we'll have 2 seasons in the next episode, and it'll be the 4th and 5th season. Then we'll just leave as normal after that. Because East Carolina definitely has the squad to go through to the natty, just not yet, since we have, you know, an 87 overall quarterback with tremendous scrambling ability. That's also a sophomore. You know what I mean? I'm going to leave that thought with you guys, man. That being said, that's going to wrap up this part of our East Carolina dynasty. If you made it this far, though, you are the real MVP. Hope you have a fantastic day, and from me personally, I'm out. Peace.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake. Cause I don't fucking care at all. You've been out all night, I don't know where you've been. You're slurring all your words, not making any sense.